Yeah, I'm always fascinated by that too, and kind of like how it goes, like, you know, these kind of changes that it brings over you, and how, like, I'm a big musical guy and I've always been a musical guy, like I've always liked them, but the, like, the thought of being able to share them like with my daughter is kind of like,
Hmm.
okay, like, it really does make me appreciate that. And I think even watching it, like, she's still too young, but like I watched The Sound of Music recently, like rewatched it because it's one of my favorites, and like she
Hmm.
was with me, and of course she's falling asleep and waking up kind of throughout the whole thing, and she's too young to really understand it anyway. But just watching it now as a parent, like, it's almost more meaningful to me. Like, I
Hmm.
see things in it that I didn't see before, like the concern for the children, or the kind of things
Oh
where,
yeah.
like, you kind of, I was able to be more cynical before I had a child, like, almost, like,
Yeah. Oh, it's so hard to connect to a parent's perspective until you're a parent,
right,
and I think I had the same thing as, you hear a baby crying in public and you're like, well, why do they even bring it out?
right, yeah,
Why did they do that? Why don't they just stop it? And then once you're in that situation, you're like, I think I would call it world's dumbest thought, where when I was pregnant, I thought to myself that my child will never cry in public,
right,
that
yeah,
I wasn't going to be the parent that my child cried. And I have dragged my son through Walmart. I
right,
mean,
yeah,
I have held his hands down from throwing frozen peas out of the bag, and
right,
kids will be kids in that way. But yeah, I think finding that joy. I mean, you talk about music. My daughter is obsessed with Let the Bodies Hit the Floor.
yeah,
And there is a EDM band on TikTok called No Good, and it's a little EDM version of it, and my daughter will just headbang to it.
yeah,
And I've tried showing her the real version. I've tried showing her the Muppets version, which is I Can Only Count to Four. The Muppets did a play on that one. And I'm sure you can hear her now in the
oh yeah,
background,
yeah,
very angry, I'm assuming, about a bottle or a toy. But yeah, it's so fun to show them that world and show them those musics and those little things. And like me showing my son Seinfeld, he
right,
has no idea and he only wants to watch Spider-Man, but it's fun to try and show them those worlds and expose them. I was exposed to Queen when I was younger, so
right,
I can only hope that I can do similar things for my children that my parents did for me in that way.
exactly, yeah, very millennial too with that song, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah, I have to. And I wanted to ask this too, like, what is it like collaborating with an illustrator? Like, and you hinted at this, but kind of, seeing your work come to life, and you said you doodle too. Is it sometimes frustrating? Have you ever had to reject some illustrations? Is it thrilling? Is it like, how does that
Yes.
work, and how do you feel about it? Kind of
Yeah.
collaborating. Yeah.
I think at first I was really meek and I really felt like I was really shy about giving my opinions. And I think something that helped me a lot was drawing it out. So I was really able to explain it to her. So normally when I go about working with her, we've worked together now on 5 books, is I send her the script, and then with each line of the script, I have a description of the art. And then I have an image of the layout, and I have every single page written out with what words go with each one. Um, and
If you're hearing this, it's because you are listening to the free public feed of Heavy Board. To get complete, uncensored, uninterrupted, full access to this podcast, become a subscriber at patreon.com/heavyboard. That's right, Heavy Board is made possible by subscribers like you. For less than 1 cup of coffee per month, you will receive private access to uncensored, full-length episodes, Jerk Shop, heavy bonus content, subscribers-only AMA episodes, bonus extended interviews, and more. Come join the conversation today at patreon.com/heavyboard.